Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 704. Happy Tuesday. I'm a couple minutes late. I figured yesterday would be my late day, but it's actually Tuesday. I've always struggled with Tuesday because Monday, especially coming off a long weekend, Monday it's like, so here's how it all played out. So Saturday, Sunday were just crazy busy at the Midwest premiere. So Sunday evening, I get home at 6:30, 7 o'clock, Sunday night, and I don't want to look at another baseball card. I just want to hit that couch, be a couch people, and wake up Monday morning and do it all again. And man, I mean that's all I needed. I just needed a few hours of couch time. Monday morning, I was ready to go. We were right on time. And man, I was pushing through all day. I was catching up on shipping. I was sorting through that bulk buy, the parking lot deal. And then in the late afternoon, I hit my couch downstairs, turned on Halloween Ends, and listed some of the basketball cards, which I want to get in, do a little review, little Netflix and in Halloween review today. And started listing some of the higher end basketball cards, which I was kind of blown away. I did hear, and I failed to mention this in yesterday's show in the Midwest Premier Review, some of the things I overheard. Basketball starting to move. So that's a good sign if you're holding on to some basketball cards. I've avoided basketball cards the last 6 to 8 months like I avoided COVID 2 years ago. I mean, I'm washing my hands. I'm using hand sanitizer after every card I touch, wearing a mask because I want to stay away from basketball cards. I don't want basketball cards. So part of this deal, there was so much good stuff. There was so much good stuff in this deal, and a lot of it was basketball. So I just had to. And I don't know the market on basketball like I do baseball and to some extent football. I just saw a chat. Todd, here's my eBay store name or link. So there's the eBay store link. So I don't know the basketball market. So when I was going through and kind of pricing it out, I mean, I'm just like, okay, maybe $5 for this hit, maybe $10, maybe $5, maybe $3. So I don't know the market. And so I was pleasantly surprised yesterday afternoon as I'm comping some of these cards out, and it's like, oh wow, this Dirk Nowitzki is a $50 card. List it for, I think it was 50 or 40 or 50, and I listed it, and it sold within an hour. My Giannis, I haven't had any movement on the Giannis cards, and some of those I priced at $100. So for $1,000 bulk deal, and I think I've sold around $100 of cards from that lot so far out of maybe 40 or 50 listed. I'm pretty happy with the results. I picked out a random card, and I'm like, okay, I've pulled out some of the autos and low serial number cards of players I've heard of, but let's just pull a random card out. So I pulled out a Panini Noir, random no name. Josh Okogie or Okogie, numbered out of 75, just a base. And it comps out at $7, $8. And I'm like, hey, okay, now I'm feeling pretty good because, and this is what happens when I buy pallets at Goodwill. I get it's like your eyes. What do they call that at Thanksgiving? Your eyes are bigger than your appetite or something like that. So my eyes get really big and I'm like, oh, this is the best deal ever. And then I start going through it. And then at the end, it's like, it's not as good as I thought. So I just wanted to kind of, at the tail back around. It's like, okay, eyes are bigger than your stomach. Thank you, Dan. So I wanted to spin back around and look at some after I finished going through. There wasn't as much. I'd pretty much gone through all of the good stuff in my hotel room Saturday night because one box, I say that, and that's funny that now that I think back, I pulled a box out. I was watching Jim Cramer after my show yesterday morning, watching Squawk on the Street and going through some of the boxes I didn't go through on Saturday night. And it was just like I kind of left it in my car because it looked like just a bunch of commons, like Topps Heritage from 2021 and 22, like maybe a case break or several boxes were broke. And I'm going through, and then there were pockets of like Bowman and other stuff, and there's a Spencer Strider first chrome refractor, and I'm like, ooh. So I set that aside. I looked it up. It's like a $20 card. There was a first chrome Jordan Walker. It's a $15 card. A Drew Brees Topps Gallery rookie, $15. So it's like there's $20 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills, just like in random common boxes, which is a good sign. So that's some early results from that bargain box buy. Let's get to the chat. We've got George in the house from Korea. Good evening to you. Johnny Boy Cards, what is up? David, happy Tuesday. Tuesdays were always my least favorite day of the week, and I think I started to explain why. Because Monday you go in, maybe you rest, little R&R on Sunday. You're ready to get back to routine on Monday. You're chippy. You're here to go. And then it's Tuesday. It's like, shit, I've got 4 more days of this crap. But I sell baseball cards, so every day's a good day. Paige and Deanie Bean, what is up? Good morning to you. Jenny says, checked your store last night. There is some really sweet finds and looks like you'll be cruising to get back to break even quickly. Yeah, there were some nice, I was pleasantly surprised with the prices, like the comps on some of these cards. And the offers are open. So, I know what I have into it and what I'm comfortable knowing that basketball is moving. I've had offers already on several of the cards, but it's like they've only been listed for 12 hours. So I'm not gonna take some low, but I had an offer this morning on the Marcus Smart numbered out of 10. I had it listed for 20, and I took an offer of 5. So I just counted it like 18. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna take these low ball offers. Let's see. Terry, good morning. Todd, what's up, Todd? And the link, you saw the link. Dan is with us. So my eBay store link is in the description to this video and here in this chat. So a lot of those basketball has been listed. Actually, in the grand scheme, not a lot because probably 40 out of a couple thousand. Dan says the comment that stood out to me when I was at the Syracuse show this past weekend, I heard a dealer and a customer saying hobby product is too expensive and retail just isn't worth it. Interesting. I don't know if I've actually heard people say that, but that seems to be my conclusion based on low demand and lower prices and products sitting. And so I don't think necessarily, I just think and here's the thing, the markets change. And I stated this yesterday where, cards are a lot like the smart market, the stock market, where it goes up, it goes down. There's peaks and there's valleys. And that's kind of like the card market, especially right now we're seeing, a huge drop-offs in sealed wax. And I think Black Friday, Black November at Blowout Cards, I think is going to be great. Hopefully I'm not getting my hopes up. But we're seeing so much retail sitting on Walmart and Target shelves. When are those? Jenny posted a picture. She's seen some clearance black retails. So, I think we're going to see more and more retail at clearance on store shelves. I think the big 3 retailers that sell wax are going to have some great Christmas time deals in November and December. And the market demanded these prices a year ago and 2 years ago, and now they don't. Will we see prices drop? Could be. And I had a discussion. I don't know if it was on Twitter or if it was in DMs, but we were talking about wax and talking about like pricing and will we see price adjustments? I think Topps, and I'm strictly talking hobby prices seem to be not volatile, but they're more fluid. Hobby prices, hobby sealed wax is more fluid. But retail wax is like not. It's constant. Like we had $20 blaster boxes from like 2008 until 2021. especially when it came to Tops. And then we started seeing Panini, and I think one of, I don't want to name names, but I think in an interview I saw with somebody from Panini, they said they were going to experiment with pricing. And I think we've seen that from a retail standpoint where, prices aren't constant with the retail Panini products, where it's like all of a sudden everything went up to $35 per blaster box. Now we're seeing some $25, some $28. And I think Panini's doing more experimenting where I think we can see that. Tops, I think we're going to see $25 blaster boxes. I think we're going to see like the mega boxes prices increase. Bowman, there's demand. 3 years ago, I would have paid $40 for a Bowman mega box when they were 15. It's like these are worth $40. So I think we're going to see Bowman mega boxes $40. I think Tops / Fanatics, I think the retail pricing there is going to be constant, where it's going to be $25 for pretty much everything in a blaster SKU. Now, is it overpriced? I think we're at that tipping point where it's overpriced. Hobby's overpriced, but we're going to start seeing the prices meet the demand because the prices for hobby wax has always been fluid. So I think we'll see that adjust. We'll see adjustments in the hobby wax. I think we'll continue to see adjustments in retail Panini, but I think Tops pricing is going to be here to stay. Is retail not worth it? That's what we said 3, 4, 5 years ago. Retail is what it is. I think retail is a gateway drug. Retail is there for the parents on Friday night going to Walmart, getting their groceries, and little Timmy wants some baseball cards, and you pick up a $20 blaster box and have a little fun with it. Casual collectors. I think retail is there for like a gateway drug. It shouldn't be. I don't think retail cards shouldn't be hoarded. There shouldn't be 50 people stalking a XL rep waiting for the Target shelves to be stocked with whatever sports card it is. Retail should be just a gateway drug, and throw some hits, throw some autos, throw some decent stuff in there. But it's not like you're gonna get a huge hit in every other box. That's my take on it, at least. Card Hobbyist, what is up? Good morning. Victor says, good morning. Late start. It's cold and 34. It's 32 here. It's Shaq. It's Shaquille O'Neal in Madison, Wisconsin. It's the freezing level. Damn it. And it's freaking windy too. So I don't even want to go outside. I wouldn't have left my house yesterday if I didn't have to, but I did have to go to the post office. So that was the only time I left the house. And then I got my mail. When I got home, I'm already out, get the mail, boom. And that's the extent of my outside yesterday. Cooter, what's up? Good morning. Dan says, on Bench Clear last night, I heard Mike say that 14 card stores closed this past week. I know a pretty big Pokemon and trading card store by me closes at the end of last month. Time to innovate LCS. Yeah, we're going to see, and here's the thing. We're going to see more and more of that because it just like we saw in the 90s. If it's a good store and if you have a good business mindset, you know what you're doing, you can be sustainable with a brick and mortar. But it's a lot of these, it's a lot of, I think the stores that are closing, and I'm not painting, I don't want to paint a broad picture and like every single one of these LCS ran a poor business or didn't have the business savvy to run a shop because I don't know that. But I assume, you see, baseball, I can make money on baseball cards and I'm going to open a shop. I'm going to make all this money. And you do for a few months. And then what happens when the market drops? You're not prepared. You didn't have a good plan because your plan was based on selling bull PSA 10s for $500. And that market's not sustainable. So I think we're going to see more of that because we saw so many brick and mortar card shops open up. And, there's just not enough room when the demand drops. And that's sad. Actually had a shop here locally in Baraboo close who sets up at my card shows. Bullfrog Cards in Baraboo closed just a couple weeks ago, I think. He did say he's looking for a new location though, so I think it's not all part of the card market with his closing. It was more of a issue with the building he was in. So, and he's also like, that's a heavily traveled, heavily trafficked summertime, springtime, summertime, some summertime market near the Wisconsin Dells. So, I think taking the winter off might be good for that business. Zach and Porter, what's up? Good morning. Steve Ains Comedy, what is up? Good morning. Ed says, good morning. 4-day weekend in the mountains has come to an end. I'll be listening on the first leg home. Grabbed some cool stuff at the antique stores. We'll share later. Awesome. I love going to antique stores because there's like unique stuff you can find. I think I shared my trip when I went back home to my hometown for homecoming a couple weeks ago, the football game. Had some time in the afternoon, so my mom and I went to a local antique shop. I didn't pick anything up, but I saw some cool stuff that brought back memories. Stuff that you forget about, and just it's a trip down memory lane. Isn't that sad? We're at the age where it's like going to an antique store is a trip down memory lane. Seeing things in an antique store like I remember going into as a kid, it was so boring unless they had baseball cards. Because it's all this old stuff that has no meaning to me as a 10-year-old. But now that I'm 40 and I'm a man, I go back in and I see stuff from the 80s that's in an antique store. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says, the fact that hobby is so expensive adds value to retail, in my opinion. Most definitely. And I think we'll see that shift. We're going to see that shift come back to where it was a few years ago, where hobby is not as expensive, and that makes retail less valuable. Because right now, like Bowman at retail is the only way I go, and that's actually been the case since 2018, where I just find so much more value in retail Bowman than hobby Bowman. Same with Topps Archives, which I haven't seen retail yet. And I hit up, here in Madison, I went to 2 Target stores and 2 Walmart stores. I stopped at the Janesville Walmart. I stopped at a Target and a Walmart in Rockford over the weekend, and no Topps Archives. So I'm assuming the retail archives, which is strange because remember a couple of years ago, Archives retail was out like 3 months before the hobby was out. And by the time hobby came out, it's like, well, set builders already have built their sets. And so that was, I feel bad for those that pre-ordered hobby Topps Archives a few years ago. But I've said it many times, I do not like Topps Archives in the hobby SKUs. Jenny says, I'm surprised how October sales are going with 4 major sports going on. I thought it would be a bit different. I will tell you, my October is going swimmingly. So my last 31 days, so that's, part September, part October, my sales are up 25%, but let's just isolate this out to the first 17 days of October compared to the first 17 days of September. And so we want sales from October 1st to yesterday. And we want to compare that from September 1st. Let's generate that. So my sales, my sales through the first 17 days of October are up 32% over September, the first 17 days of September. My volume sold, that's my dollars, and my volume is up 5.5%. So my sales price per item is up significantly over September sales. So I'm in it's been kind of like my October has been cruising. Part of that is because I've the case of Pro Debut has pushed that a little bit. That's about the only outlier. I think sales have picked up from just my Bowman U listings. Now, all of that was purchased back in like between May and August, but here we are in October, and we're starting to see some of those sales pick up on some of those players that I have listed. So And I think that was kind of what I targeted. Like, I think I said all along, October is going to be when we start seeing that market in Bowman U football, September, October. And here we are. I think September was probably maybe a little stronger in Bowman U than what I've seen, although I've made some decent sales in early October with Bowman U. Max talks to Jenny, says, I think the overall sentiment of the economy is starting to take hold a little bit more than it has been. Sales will start to pick up as we're moving into Q4. Zach and Porter says, just dropped another Turnback episode featuring retail, if you count the 1982 Kmart set. Kmart retail, get it? Also going to drop a Mongo McMichael video later, just realized it's his 65th. Wow. So the 82 Kmart set might be the most overproduced. Actually, I hate using the word overproduced. Might be the most produced baseball card set of all time. Terry says it's 23 here now and supposed to be 75 Sunday. I've reserved myself that it's just going to be like this for eternity because I live in Wisconsin. It feels like it's winter forever. So we're headed toward a high of 45 today. Oh, wow. Friday and Saturday. Oh, and Sunday, Monday. We're going to have some nice temperatures Friday and Saturday. 69. Nice on Friday and Saturday. 73 on Sunday. So, hey, come out to the card show. It's going to be a little chilly in the morning. So come out to the Madison Card Show this Saturday. Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive, 9 to 3. Come out, stay early afternoon, and then head down, tailgate, watch some Badger homecoming football against Purdue. It's going to be a beautiful day for an afternoon football game at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. Go Badgers. So that's this Saturday, Madison Card Show. Let's see. Jenny says brick and mortar closing has more to do with the internet than it does with the hobby forecast. Way different than the 90s. No, not in yes, it is different, but it's not in the sense that card shows popped up in the 90s. Internet aside, card shops popped up in the 90s because there was so much money to be made. And then when the market dried up starting in 1992, going into 93, the market dried up and all these fly by night. I mean, I had from like 1990 to 91, and I lived in like rural Illinois, and my town of 800, we didn't have a card shop in my town, but the town next to us, 900 population, had a card shop. And then 10 miles from my hometown was Geneseo, 3 card shops in a town of 6,000 people. South in Kewanee, there were 3 or 4 card shops. In Kewanee, it's 12,000 people. So that's 8 card shops in that small span that opened in just this 2-year window. And they were all but one were closed by like 1995. One stayed open like into like 2000, 2001. They got into the Beanie Baby craze, and that helped them keep afloat for a couple more years. So that's what we're seeing now. And we're seeing these shops, many of these shops, I assume, opened up during the boom. And that's I would venture to guess. I think the number that it was Dan that put out was 14 shops have closed. I bet you a large majority of those shops that have closed in the last few weeks have been open less than 2 years. And it's because they wanted to take advantage of the boom and were not prepared long term. They thought they would ride this wave for the rest of for eternity, and that's just not the case. They were not prepared for a downturn. Zach and Border says brick and mortar by us also make bulk submissions a big part of their strategy. Max says the LCSs that have shelves full of 80% retail products are the ones that are going to fold. Ones with allocations should survive if they do it right. And that's it. We have a local shop here in Madison that has a ton of retail. In fact, I was there, and I haven't stepped foot in the retail card shop in Madison in a year and a half. I was turned off when I was digging through a bargain box and a kid came in and sold the card shop owner a bunch of retail above retail, and then the card shop puts in an even more markup, and I'm looking and he's just got retail upon retail that he's buying at above MSRP. It's like, how can that be sustainable? And maybe it was during that time, but if he's still sitting on retail, not good. Card Hobbyist says, I have 2 local card shops. Both just moved to bigger locations. One doesn't have bargain boxes, and the other does not price any card. Yes, they comp everything. I don't visit either very often, and I would not either. Red Light 34, what is up? Good morning. Listening from the Crane. Awesome. Zach and Porter says, antique store talk. Classic boomer. I know. That's a boomer mindset. Going to an antique store. Yeah, boomers. Max says, I also think one place where shops drop the ball is consignment. Prices had a great, now Brewtown in Milwaukee had a great consignment biz before they sold out. And I think that's what the card shop here in Madison, I think he does a lot of eBay consignments. Something Sports Cards, what's up? Good morning to you. Jenny said Kenny Pickett helped your dollar amount increase. One of my Kenny Picketts, 2 of them sold in September. Only one increased my October bottom line. I think, now that you mentioned that, let me go back and check, because it might have been right in early October. Let's see when those early Kenny Picketts. I know the first one sold in September. The bigger one sold. The most recent one did sell in October, because I think it just sold last week. Let's see. Kenny Pickett. Oh, I also want to talk about Sports Card Radio's like live palooza they had over the weekend. I was watching that yesterday. So let's see. This hasn't even been marked delivered. Shipped to Authenticator. That's the only information I have. Huh. Okay. So let's see. Pickett. So the other 2 big Pickett cards. Oh, the big one sold October 2nd. So yes, you are right. The 2 biggest Kenny Picketts did sell in October. And then the 3rd Pickett sold in September. So you are right. 2/3. Mark Hoyle, what is up? Good morning to you. Let's see. Zach and Porter tells Mark the vintage card sale posts are the best thing on Twitter. Side note, did you all see Gabriel Davis is now Gabe Davis? Let's see. Mark says they're pack pulled by me as a kid in Boston. Very cool. Jenny says in the 90s, if a guy was selling sports cards, he was doing it only on his card shop, card show in person. I don't know that anyone could sell cards out of their basement. Yes, you could. Mail order was big, and that's pretty much, I think that's how card shops began, was selling out of basements. You put ads, and this is going back to the Beckett, early Beckett days. What were the other ones? I'm sure Mark and Cooter and John can help me out. But back in the day, there was a lot of mail order. I think Renata Galasso started out as a mail order. Larry Fritsch Cards was mail order. So a lot of card shops actually began from essentially basements with ads in the back of hobby magazines. Back in the day. That's what I was meaning. Where are we at? That's what I was meaning by way different than the 90s, because of the internet. Sellers will stay in, just not with a storefront, where in the 90s, if they were out of selling. Steve Ains. Am I saying that right? Ains Comedy. I saw a Kmart set for sale for $24 at an antique store. I laughed and passed on it. I would pass on like a pallet of those Kmart sets for $24. Max says, which shop is that, Bo? Only know one active in Madison. That's the one. There's only one active in Madison, and that's the one. Let's see. Terry says, I sold an 82 Kmart mantle just yesterday. I found about 10 sets in a bulk buy. Todd says, football is hot right now for me. Johnny Boy Card says, sold 5 hockey cards last night. Hockey is on fire. That's what you got to do. You got to list more hockey and soccer. That's the way to success on eBay, listing more hockey and soccer. I've been moving, it's funny. And I just started moving more basketball, like within the last, I didn't start realizing it until I started listing basketball, that I was selling basketball. So it may have been, kind of one of those top of mind type deals. But I sold it. Here's one thing, for example. Here's some of the actually this goes into the last 5 cards I sold. Last 5 cards I sold on eBay. A 1994 Topps base card of Steve Kerr. A 1992-93 Fleer base card Patrick Ewing. I sold one of the cards from my parking lot buy, LaMarcus Aldridge, numbered out of 10. It sold for $10. What other basketball have I sold? I sold an 88 Fleer Sydney Green, some vintage football, Blake Corum. Man, he's been on fire. Blake Corum, Bowman U. I think I've sold like all 30 base cards I've had of him. I sold a Cade McNown overnight. 1999 Collector's Edge Fury. Cade McNown rookie card. How about that? I sold a 1981 Fleer Keith Moreland. So some wide variety in the eBay sales. Victor, the rookie card specialist, what is up? Good morning to you. Michael Renicky, what is up? Good morning. Mark says TCMA was mostly sold out of a basement. Yes, TCMA, one of the early mail orders. Jenny says, mail orders interesting. Going to need Rich to do an episode on that. That's a great idea. And Rich has been knocking on my door. We need to do a StreamYard. Maybe we should do a StreamYard with Rich on the early days of card shops and how mail order evolved. Because that predates me a little bit, but I did some mail order. In fact, let me see if I have. Okay, I'm going to run into the other room real quick. And I'm going to show you, if you're not, and I think most people are probably privy to like the mail order stuff from 70s and 80s into the 90s. But I have a folder saved because I did mail order when I was, like a teenager with my paper route money. So I'm trying to think where my folder is at that I still have this stuff from 25 years ago. So I'm going to go run into the other room and I'm going to find that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I could have just grabbed, I have an old baseball card hobby report here from 1984. I could have shown you like what it looks like, but let's show you what it actually was. So Larry Fritch cards, you would get a catalog, and I think they still make catalogs. This is a catalog of Larry Fritch from 1999. You could probably, there's a market for everything on eBay. These probably sell on eBay, vintage Larry Fritch mail order catalogs. So you just send in, you get on their mailing list, and every quarter or season, this is summer 1999, they would send you a catalog and you just order stuff. So let's see, is there an order? So here it is. Kind of like Girl Scout cookies back in the day. You just write down what you want, you send it into Larry Fritch, and you wait 4 to 6 weeks. And you get it. So there was, and then, so not only that, not like, this is like professional, like, because they had a brick and by 99, they had a large brick and mortar. You had small operators like Wayne Simpson in Godfrey, Illinois. And he would send you, he would put an ad in the back of like a sports card report or whatever magazine it was back then. A sports collector's digest. I'm trying to think. Okay. So he would put like Wayne Simpson, send in for a mailing list, and he would handwritten. So obviously I wanted Cubs cards. And so this is his list of Cubs cards from, actually, I think this is just his commons list from the 70s into the 80s. He would send this. And then, so I'm like, well, I want your Cubs list and then what Cubs cards he has in stock. Can you believe, like, hand wrote all of this stuff? And he would send this in. And of course, it's got his address. So you would mark, and I think I actually have an order that I placed. Let's see. And I would mark. Looks like I highlighted. So these are Cubs. And I had highlighted the cards that I wanted. 1974 Topps Mike Paul, a 1974 Topps Carmen Fanzone, 1976 Topps Steve Swisher. So I want to find, and I'm sure I have, and you're like, why in the hell did you save this crap? So, and obviously, and I think Wayne Simpson, I ordered several things from him. So Wayne Simpson actually, he's the one, Wayne Simpson, called me Bean Thompson, and my dad, till the day he died, made fun of me and would call me Bean. So let's see. So I would order by card number. So let's see. And I failed to do that. So I wrote down like all the cards I wanted. I was probably like 15 when I did this. And then he would send the cards, and then actually, I think with his list, he would send you free cards in a card saver, and with his address, free cards. And every month he would send you a list, and he would include like 3 or 4 free cards in his, trying to entice you to buy. So I thought I had an order sheet. So this is how we did it back in the day. Like, you could literally sell from your basement. Let's see. And then we did trades. Like, my first team trades were done through like the back of Tough Stuff or something. So let's see. This is an order. This is from Carl's Baseball Cards in Maryland, New York. And I ordered a bunch of 96 metal Zenith, 97 Bowman. So Mr. Carl Grasso, I think was his name. So I said, and you sent a check or money order to Carl Grasso. Let's see. And then he would, he wrote a handwritten note. You may take all or pick ones you want to purchase. Send list back, circled numbers you want. And so I circled the numbers. And then he sent me all of this back. And so there's the list of cards. I think the highlighted ones are cards that he had in stock. And then the ones that I ordered, I circled, sent back to him. And then he received it, and it was paid on June 7th, 1999, a day after my birthday. So I had just turned 17. Dear Mr. Grasso, I have enclosed your list of Cubs cards. I have indicated how many I want, and the ones I want are highlighted. I have enclosed a check for these cards plus $2 for shipping and handling. So there you go. So that's how we sold out of our basements back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm running out of room to put stuff in here. So where are we at? We're probably way behind in the chat. Mark Hoyle says baseball. Smashy the like thingy. There you go. Thanks, Paige and DD Bean. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. By the way, I've had some good hits, decent traffic on yesterday's video. I did my video on the dollar boxes from Jennings, which I talk about quite a bit on the show, because I drive down there. They're a card shop. They're a brick and mortar in Freeport, Illinois. They have awesome 50-cent boxes, awesome dollar boxes. And I spent some time at the boxes there on Sunday. So I went through and I shared my secrets, because people always ask, well, how do you know what to pull and what might sell? So I went through like all of my purchases, and here's what I bought, and here's why I bought it. So you can go back, and I posted that yesterday. My buddy Mark from Iowa sets up at my show. He'll be at the Madison Card Show on Saturday. He does have a channel, Mark's Sports Card Channel. He's who I took the order from and delivered his burger and fries at the show on Saturday. He's got amazing cases, and I know when I do my card show live videos, Usually John and Cooter are drooling when I hit Mark's booth because he's got some awesome Carl Yastrzemski and Mickey Mantles and some just awesome stuff in his booth. Let's see. Mark Hoyle says baseball nostalgia card shop in Cooperstown was owned by one of the TCMA owners. Steve Ains Comedy says, yes, you were saying it correctly. Way to go. Zach and Porter says selling sports cards by mail order, classic boomer talk. That's the demographic. Jaden Hindall, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I think this is the first time chatter. How was the show this weekend? Sorry if I missed you talking about it earlier. Show was awesome. By the way, I did a full review. I think we went 90 minutes yesterday on Hobby Evolution. So I talked all about the Midwest premiere in Monday. So it's episode 703 from yesterday. Went in depth on how the show went. So I'll keep it short here. It was awesome. It was well trafficked. It was better than I went. It was better than I anticipated it being, because we've seen card shows here recently, traffic being down, especially at larger regional shows like this. So I was a little nervous heading into the show, and traffic was more than I expected both days. Traffic was significantly down Sunday, as to be expected with any two-day show. Sunday shows or Sunday days are usually lighter, much lighter. That was the case, but it was still nice traffic for Sunday. Jenny says, I've been able to list 1,000 cards in like 5 days. So yeah, that's sweet. Very nice. You're going to catch up to me very fast. Cooter says, I would look forward to getting Sports Collectors Digest to look at all the ads of cards and circle the ones I wanted to own someday. Absolutely. Let's see. Terry says, my last sale is a 93 Classic Best Gold Brian Taylor. It's funny, Terry, that you mentioned that, because as I go back into my sales, so my most recent sale is a pro debut McAble. Oh, wait, no. Bijan Robinson, Invicta, LaMarcus Aldridge, McAble, 88 Fleer, Don Mattingly. But in the last five, 1991 Classic Draft Picks, 1991 Classic Draft Picks promo Brian Taylor sold for $2. And that's in the last five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it sold here in the last hour or two. So that's funny you mentioned that. There's a Brian Taylor collector on the loose. Let's see. So Jenny, so I know where we're at in the chat. Jenny says, talk amongst ourselves. So that's when I ran in to get my folder, and then I rambled through the folder. Card Hobbyist says, someone cleaned out my Leaf Draft Jalen Hurts cards. Cooter says, a buddy of mine has Keith Moreland jockstrap he swiped out of the Oklahoma City 89ers locker room. That's both awesome and gross. Jenny says, I get them Fritch catalogs today. That's awesome. Mark Hoyle says, Fritch still mails out catalogs. I get one every few months. I order over phone. That's awesome. Cooter says, going to the post office to get money orders to buy mail order cards. That's Boomer 101. Hey, guilty. I haven't done that in 20 years, but I do have experience. Steve says, I put ads in the Sports Cards magazine back in the day. That is sweet. So what did those ads look like? Since we're on the topic, Baseball Card Hobby Report. This was put out by Renata Galasso back in the early 80s. I think 83 was the first catalog. It had these awesome reprints, T206 reprints with a price guide. Hobby Card Value Guide. Spring 1984. So in spring of 1984, how much was a Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps? Anybody want to guess? Anybody? 52 Topps, Mickey Mantle, 1984 price. This is Bowman. Oh, here we go. 52 Topps, Mickey Mantle. Submit your guesses, and the correct answer, $850, which in 1984 was a hell of a lot of money. Especially for me, because I was only 2 years old. So here we go. We've got, let's see. I wonder if this has ads for like the Carl Grassos. So a lot of Renata Galasso. So maybe Renata Galasso didn't put mail orders from other competitors, I assume, since they kind of were their own shop. So this is probably a poor example. Yeah, because I think this is all their own stuff. So, okay. All right. So where are we at in the chat? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, went too far. Went too far. Here we go. Jenny says Bowen getting inspired by Porter with the Turn Back the Clock Tuesday. Worked the way up from the basement to the parking lot. Let's see. Ken, what's up, Ken? Stuff like that is literally the hobby evolution, and I'm glad it survived. Yeah, I mean, I found that folder in my mom's in the closet of my old bedroom at my mom's house, and I'm like, I cannot. I'm a hoarder, and this is the stuff that like Mark Hoyle. Mark Hoyle and I think a lot alike in this sense. Like we saved everything, and I think that there's a lot of value just in like going back and like how was we can talk about it but when people that experienced stuff are gone, like what's left? And it's like the daily is ephemera, the right word, like the daily ephemera. Like the big stuff will stay. And I guess we have the internet now, and the internet lasts forever. So we all document. But back in 1999, we had the internet, but we weren't documenting everything we didn't have social media. We had AOL chat and ICQ. But this daily ephemera, if I'm using that correctly, it's just lost, and we can talk about it, but to show you is something different. And it's like, well, this is just trash. But to me, it's memories of how I bought cards when I was a teenager. Let's see. Dan says, what did you think of the Mustache Sandberg? Mustache Sandberg. I think Mustache Sandberg cards are really cool because I'm used to seeing a non-Mustache Sandberg. So I do like seeing the Mustache Sandberg cards. It's like that reminds me of the Simpsons episode with the Carl Yastrzemski with sideburns. Paul Carl Cards, what is up? Good morning. Victor, the rookie card specialist, says, quick question. Let's say next year I end my subscription to Image Shack. What happens to the images in my listings? Do I suddenly lose them? Victor, that's a great question. I don't know. Because now that I think of that, I'm thinking about ending my Image Shack subscription. And now I suddenly have pause. Because I have 10,000, 15,000 images that are, likely still in my eBay store. So that's a great question that I want to look into. Thank you for bringing that up, because now it brings me pause, because I'm coming up probably today's October 18th. So it's likely within the next week or two, my 1-year subscription will be coming up, because I, bought we're a couple days into my 1-year anniversary. So it's right around this time that I would have picked up the 1-year subscription. Paul says, yeah, Victor, if Image Shack removes the images from their site, then eBay will lose them too. Son of a bee. Okay. So I guess it's worth the re-upping for another $16 for next year. So I will have to keep my subscription going. It's $16. It sucks, but I guess it is what it is. I'd rather spend $16 to have those images stay up than lose 10,000 images on eBay. Terry sold mine for $2 also. Let's see. Where's the I saw a self-hosting chat. Paul says, I self-host my images on my own VPS. I don't even know what that means. You can get one set up for as little as $5 per month. So I'll just do Image Shack for $16 a year, and hopefully they don't go under. Paige and Deanie Bean says the Brian Taylor collector is most likely Brian Taylor. Renata Galasso, separate company from TCMA, but they made their cards with negatives owned by TCMA. Cooter says, I'm looking to buy a complete 84 Galasso Willie Mays set. Wish I would have ordered back in the day. I wonder if you could find one in this catalog. Willie Mays, because this is a spring of 84, so maybe they have not printed the Willie Mays set. Let's see. We've got, we could buy a super sheet. Oh, those are just plastic sheets. Boring. We've got 83 Topps football set you could buy for $9.99 plus $2.25 shipping. Or, this is a great deal. For $37 plus $4.50 shipping, you could buy the 80, 81, and 82 football sets. $37 plus $4.50 shipping. And yes, that includes the Joe Montana rookie card. How about that? If only we could turn back time. The A-team sets $5.50, ET $4.99. I'm not seeing Willie Mays. Maybe they weren't printed by. Oh, here we go. 83, 84 NBA star cards. 83 NBA All-Stars series of 30 cards, only $7. 83 NBA All-Rookie Teams, $6.99. Let's see, you could buy. There were no Bulls sets. What year was the Jordan Star? Was that 84? Or was that 85, 86? I can't remember. So there's such fun stuff in here. Okay. Moving on. Herman, what is up? I hope Herman is feeling better. Victor, thanks, Paul. Kind of a bummer. Feel bound to Image Shack is not cool. I agree. Steve says it was a classified ad, basically buy, sell, trade, and would fulfill want lists. Card Hobbyist says the word ephemera sounds dirtier than it should. Dan says, do you mean Mattingly with the sideburns? I think it was Carl Yastrzemski. The Mattingly with sideburns was, he had to shave because of the whole Yankee facial hair thing. That was in the baseball, or the softball, whatever, league episode. But the Carl Yastrzemski with sideburns was about the Bart Milhouse and Martin maybe went in and partnered up to buy like Radioactive Man episode 1, but I think Martin wanted the Carl Yastrzemski with sideburns. I can't remember which episode, but it was Carl Yastrzemski with sideburns on a baseball card. Let's see. Paul says, yeah, if you or anyone else wants to take back control of your digital property, hit me up on Twitter and I'll help, at Paul Carl Digital. Terry says, aren't the images just uploaded to eBay? Not with Image Shack. They're basically like links, I think, because that's how you upload them through the spreadsheet on File Exchange is like a link. So it's basically it's like it's not actually upload. And Paul knows way more about this than I do. But it's kind of like on like the blowout forums, where you post a link to a host site. But if Image Shack is like, okay, this kid's not paying if this guy's not paying, we're going to save the space and delete all these images. So now that link is broken in that picture, where eBay uploads the linked photo, and it's poof, gone. Jenny says, I don't use Image Shack. I use just to save pictures, album, and templates. Might be worth looking into it more because no subscription fees. Doing about 400 listings in 3 hours. Let's see. Card Hobbyist wants to see Jenny's listing process. Ken says $16 for a year seems like a really good price considering other hobby internet services. I agree. And just for the amount alone of images that I have on Image Shack, for $16 a year, I'm happy to keep those on, to keep paying $16 a year for 10,000 plus images. Jenny says, for sure, I just don't have a StreamYard to share screen. We'll have to do with someone else as a guest. StreamYard is free. So StreamYard is free. There's a free version. You just sign up for StreamYard, and that's really all you need to do. I think you're limited to like an hour on the free StreamYard, but you can share your screen. You can do pretty much everything with StreamYard on a free version. Just sign up for it. Paul says, when you import the images from a URL, eBay doesn't put them on their servers. Not sure how they process them, but I learned the hard way. If I delete images from my server, they're off eBay too. So there you go. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul, for explaining that process. We're 55 minutes in, so I want to show off my bargain box. This was the most random set of bargain boxes I've ever seen, which I flippin' love, okay? And you're going to find out why I love the randomness when I start showing you these cards. I kind of gave a sneak peek on Twitter a couple days ago, but the dealer, in fact, is starting a card show. Let's see. It's going to be held on Sunday, October 30th in Davenport, Iowa. It's the Quad Cities Card Show at the River Center in downtown Davenport. Let's see. Spaces are available for vendors. Let's see. Andy is the guy's name. It's Andy, and I think I can't remember the other guy's name. Vince, maybe Andy and Vince. Andy's the contact. So let's see. They are on Facebook, Quad Cities Best Sports Card and Memorabilia Show. So they've got room for over 160 tables. Sunday, October 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the River Center, Davenport, Iowa. Looks like food and beer on site. Sports, Pokemon, Magic, comics. $5 admission. Kids 12 and under are free. And again, they have spaces. So that's at the River Center, Sunday, October 30th in Davenport. So he had some awesome bargain boxes. So let's just show off. This card looked really old and really cool, so that's why I bought it. Nick Vosbrink said, and I actually do have one of these in Cubs form. 1948 Magic photo, and I believe that's what this is. Mark, I'm deferring to Mark Hoyle if he can confirm. Is this a Magic photo from Topps 1948? This is Stars of Stage and Screen. Hazel Brooks. This is card number 20 out of 22. The back of the card says, what actress won a host of admirers when she played the sultry siren in the classic Body and Soul? See directions, inside wrap. And so that's Hazel Brooks. So I believe this is 1948 Topps Magic photos. So by the way, these were all these were $2 each. But I got a bulk discount, so I think my price was like $1.67. I was playing the Yordan Alvarez game in the bargain boxes. So this is Topps Archives. Topps Archives is a popular set. Yordan Alvarez having a great season and playoffs. So I picked up this for $1.67. I think I can flip this for maybe $4. We've got a 70s card, 76 Topps Bob Greasy. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. Decently centered, little off-centered, but nice card. 76 Topps Bob Greasy. 86 Topps Roger Clemens. This one, when I later looked at, I think Jenny mentioned it. She's like, wow, I didn't realize that would be in a $2 box. So I looked it up, and the last one sold for like $1.75. So I'll take the L on this one. This will probably be a $2 card in my eBay store. So after fees and stuff, that comes down. So here's an 87 Fleer. Manute Bull is a big seller. Early Fleer cards, especially the first 86 Fleer basketball set, is a big seller. This is the second year of Fleer 87, and it's Manute Bull. Manute Bull is a big time junk wax era seller. Manute Bull, Muggsy Bogues, some of those types of players sell really well. I haven't looked up comps on this. Let's just look up comps on Manute Bull right now. 87 Fleer, Manute Bull. Let's see if there's any examples on eBay. Let's see. 87 Fleer, Manute Bull. But I think this could be upwards of $5. Ooh. Oh, there's a couple different. The first two that are listed now, these are not sold. One's listed for $9. One's listed for $4, and those are shipped prices. So even at $4, I'm happy with a small return. Last sold, so I'd probably put this up. Actually, one sold yesterday at auction for $8.80 shipped. So actually, I'll probably put this in my eBay store for $7.50. So not bad. Mark says, I just sold one of those greasy cards for $6. So there you go. $6 for the greasy, $7 for the Manute Bull. Here we go. And I'm going to do kind of like what I did in yesterday's video, my dollar box video, why I bought these. He had a lot of wrestling cards, which, hey, I'm a sucker for wrestling. So we're going to look at some wrestling cards. So this is a Hillbilly Jim. This is the first Topps WWF set. Mark says he also sold that Bull card for $6. That's awesome. So Hillbilly Jim, 85 tops WWF, first year of tops WWF. Why did I pick this up? Because Hulk Hogan is on there. So it's not a Hulk Hogan rookie card because it's Hillbilly Jim, but it's a rookie year of Hulk Hogan. So it's Hulk Hogan, Hillbilly Jim. I figure, this is worth a few bucks. I don't know. I haven't looked up comps on this, but I guess I could. Let's just bring up, instead of grabbing my phone, let's just go to eBay right now and see. Let's see, that's card number 15. So we're probably going to do this. If this is not interesting to you, this is probably what I'm going to do the rest of the show. So if you leave, I won't be mad or upset. So it looks like we've got one listed for $4.50 plus $1.50 shipping. Here's one for $5 shipped. So yeah, and people are using the Hulk Hogan on eBay. Hillbilly Jim rookie card with Hulk Hogan. So yeah, there's a lot of listings anywhere from $3.50 to over $10 for that card. So here's I don't have there, Lou Albano sticker from Topps WWF. And again, this is 1985. Let's see what old Lou Albano sticker. Lou Albano sticker. So that one, we've got one, a shirtless Lou Albano. That's a different one. So this is him holding a record, $5 plus $1.50 shipping. So again, I can probably move this. There's $3.75, so that's $4.50 shipped. $4 shipped, $5 shipped, $4 shipped. So again, I think here's a unique card. So we go from sports to wrestling to presidents. JFK. I think I did look this up, and this was listed and selling for less than I expected. But it's JFK, war hero, Navy Marine Corps. This is from 1964. This is a Roseanne Printing Corp out of Brooklyn, New York. So JFK war hero, card number 109. So I think I did look this up. I was sitting down after I picked this up. Let's look up Kennedy number, what was that? 109? 109 JFK. So let's see if there's any listed. Does not look like there's anything listed. So let's just look up let's just look up Kennedy 109. See if that brings anything up. Nothing. How many? 917. So we're going to go to advanced. Oh, wait. No, we can just go to categories. So categories, we want sports. Is there going to be anything in there? Nothing in there. Okay. So let's Roseanne Kennedy. Not too many. So we've got a Jackie Kennedy $3 shipped. So that one's probably kind of a bust. Here we've got more WWE or more wrestling cards, not WWE. This is old NWA cards from Wonderama. This is like an in-action Ivan Koloff, and look at the centering on that, or framing, I should say, framing of the action. NWA from Wonderama, Ivan Koloff. This is the first NWA card I've ever had. So I'm not sure what these even sell for, if they're $1.50 cards or what. So we're just going to type in Ivan Koloff NWA card, see if anything comes up. There's an autograph version. Let's type in the number, card 66. And let's see, Ivan Koloff, we've got a PSA 9. We've got a raw version, $3 plus $3 shipping, so $5-6. So this I'll probably list for $5 or best offer. Let's see. This has a story because so he had a deal if you buy Mark Hoyle, yes, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. This and I'm a little disappointed now, but it's like it's $1.67, and I threw this is in. I didn't even see how bad of condition. This is just like one of the worst. There's a coffee stain. There's creases. There's a bent corner. You couldn't even tell in the top loader. Well, you can see the coffee stain, but you can't even really tell. There you go. Like there's creases all over. You can't even really tell There's bad corners, but it's a John Riggins rookie card, so it's in about as bad a shape as it gets. So this will probably be listed in my eBay store for maybe $2. Jenny's got to go. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. We've got Bushwhacker Butch. Of course, this was pre-Bushwhacker days. This was when they were the sheep herders. Wild Butch Miller of the sheep herders, along with crazy Luke Williams, were born in New Zealand and bred on terror. They have a thirst for blood that can never be satisfied, and if you're an American, you don't want to meet them in a dark alley. So they were like bad guys and bloody bad guys. So Butch Miller, I'm going to say we don't need to. We comped Ivan Koloff, so I'd probably $5 on that. It is early Bushwhacker card, so maybe there's a little more of a premium. How about this? 89 score football, Bo Jackson. I'm not sure what these comp at, but it's probably, is this in the $4 to $5 range? Score Bo Jackson. I better put the number so we don't get baseball results. Let's see. List price $3. So yeah, right around $4. First one, $4. So around $4. So again, I paid like $1.67 for it, which is that's kind of around the range that I assume to get on dollar cards and $1.50 cards. Here's an early WCW card from 1995. WCW Tribute Hulk Hogan, card number 86 with Ric Flair. This is a Hogan card. This is the first card from this set I've picked up. So 1995 WCW card 86 Hogan. Let's see what this comps out at. Guess I should have went on StreamYard. So we've got one $4.50 shipped. Let's see, $3.30 shipped, $4.25. So yeah, right around the $4 mark. Here we've got another early Hulk Hogan card. This is this is also from his rookie year, 85. Well, rookie WWF year. We know he has the All-Star set from 82, 83. So this is with Antonio Inoki. Let's see. So this might be a $5 card, and this is in good condition also. 1985 WWF 29 Hogan. Type that into the old eBay engine. And what results do we get? Stretched to the limit. We've got some auctions. We've got a Canadian buy it now for $10. We've got another $10, $9, $10. So hey, big win on this one. We've got a Doc Gooden Topps rookie from 1985 Topps, a little off center, left to right. This is probably, I'm guessing, $2. This is probably going to be I know baseball better than like the wrestling especially, but I'm guessing I'll be listing this for like $2.50 free shipping in my eBay store. Let's see what the results say. Maybe a little more. We've got a $3.50 plus, so $4 shipped, $6 shipped. So it looks like this another $4 shipped. So it looks like this is another $4 shipped card. Here's another wrestling card that I did not have anything from these cards. I think this is from like the Rock's rookie year set in that like box set gaming set. So this is Kurgan. He was part of the Truth Commission and the Oddities. So Kurgan. Let's see. I don't even think it has a year, but we're just going to go Kurgan, WWF card. Let's see where this goes. So it looks like this is a $3 to $4 card. One's listed for around $3.50 shipped. This one's listed for $9.73 shipped. This one's listed for $6.75 shipped. Here's one for about $4 shipped, $5 shipped. So I'll probably go $4 or $5 on that one. Here's one that I think this might be one of the wins. A bigger winner than $4 or $5, but this is Triple H. The WWE Early Heritage. This is from 2003, I believe. No, 2006. And this is a Heritage Chrome of Triple H. So I can move base commons out of Heritage, all day for $1.50 shipped. When it comes to Chrome, probably $3, but it's a name like Triple H might go for a little more. So let's see where we're at on Heritage Chrome. Triple H. So let's see where, and I'm not going by sold listings because that's another step, but okay. So, not where I would hope it would be. We've got $3 shipped, $5 shipped. So we're probably looking at a $3 listing on that one. Here. Mark Hoyle will like this one. This is going way back. This is a Canadian set wrestling, 1955-56 Toar Morgan. It's in kind of rough shape, kind of hidden by the top loader, so I'll take it out. Oh yeah, it's got some tape marks on it. Looks like somebody probably taped this to a scrapbook or something. Toar Morgan, card number 49. So let's take a look at Toar Morgan, card 49. Let's see if there's anything listed. I mean, for out of a $2 box, looks like we've got some ComC listings, around $11 shipped. $11 shipped. This one's in a little better condition for $20 shipped. So looks like $11 shipped is the basement price, the bottom price. So that's a win. That's a win. I don't know if Zach and Porter are still in the house, but we've got this pretty Frank Thomas card, 90 classic, yellow border, Frank Thomas rookie. I don't know what these comp at. So let's take a look. It's a Frank Thomas rookie year card. I'm sure this is probably in the $3 to $4 range. Classic yellow Frank Thomas. So let's go to the eBay engine. $3 shipped. So I was a little off. So yeah, it looks like $3 shipped. So not bad. Michael Jordan. This is looks like it's stamped. He's back. The return. So a Michael Jordan. Normally I wouldn't pull Jordans out of a $2 box. And sometimes I don't even pull them out of a $1 box. It depends on which card it is. But this does have the He's Back March 19th, 1995 stamp on the top. So that's, I found a unique card. So it's a 91-92 upper deck with that stamp. So I'm not sure what this is. So let's do, where are we at? Okay, upper deck. Come on. Upper deck, He's Back, Jordan. See if there's anything here. We've got 702 results. This one, it's listed as a He's Back, but I don't see the foil stamp. Listed for $5 shipped. And that's what I was. Here's one for $3.50 shipped. Okay, so yeah, kind of there you go. Around $4 shipped on many of these. Hey, I'm a sucker for Bo Jackson. I'm a sucker for Broder cards. Memphis Chicks. Broder card of Bo Jackson. This is probably in the $3 range. Another classic Bo Jackson. Some of these sell really well. I think there's like a pink or purple classic that sells for, at one point it sold for around $30. I think that was during the boom. Let's see. This is 88. 88 classic. So let's see where this one prices out at. 1988 classic blue. Bo Jackson. Looks like around $4 to $5 shipped on the Bo Jackson. So those are the cards that I'll flip. Now we get into some Cubs. So I did pick up, I think 10. So I did pick up 10 cards for the personal collection. No comping on these. Hey, I added a Cap Anson. Okay, it's just a playing card. The 3 of Hearts, Cap Anson. I think I like the back of the card even better. Hey, Jack Brickhouse. The back of the card's even better than the front. Cap Anson, Jack Brickhouse. Very cool. Zach and Porter playing catch-up. Love that 1990 classic Frank. I pulled that out of a dime box not long ago. It was double, but come on, can't leave that. We have that Memphis Chicks bow too. Very nice. So here's a Randy Jackson from Bowman. What year is this? Mark can help me out. Is this 54 Bowman? But Ransom Jackson, awesome card. For $1.67, can't beat that. Here is a APBA card, but it's autographed. And Jim King was a Cub, and I'm not sure if I have an autograph of Jim King, but I do now. So now at least I know. I'd rather have a second one or a third one or a 17th one than not knowing and passing one up for $1.67. Thanks, Mark. 54 Bowman on the Ransom Jackson. Don't go away, Mark. Here's another one. I think this is a 53 Bowman color, but I'm not sure. Tommy Brown, Bowman color, $1.67. Heck yes, even with the paper loss up top. Zach and Porter says It was selling as high as $10 during the boom, and we found ours for $2. Score. Heck yeah. Now, this is an autograph I have. I have a few Doug Glanville autographs, but I don't think I have one on the 91 Classic Best first-round draft pick Geneva Cubs. So for $1.67, heck yeah, Doug Glanville autographed minor league card. How about Billy Williams serial number to $2.99 for $1.67? I'll probably a little more than I would have liked to spend. Normally, I would think this would be a $1 box find, and you get it for 80, 90 cents on the volume discount. But I'll take Billy Williams. I'll just try to make some money on the flip on those early cards. Now, why would I spend $1.67 on a 1988 Brian Dayette? Well, it's an O-Pee-Chee, and as you can see on the top loader, it's a blank back. Brian Dayette blank back. So I don't have too many of the blank backs. So I've got a Brian Dayette now. Another vintage 51 Bowman, and I know that because it says it on the back, Ron Northey. So, hey, I will take vintage Bowman cards for $1.67 all day. Ron Northey, 51 Bowman. Finally, the last card, an early starting lineups card from 1989, Rhino. This was one I almost passed on, but it's like, I don't think I have this, and if I don't have it, it's not something I am going to go shopping for on eBay. But I'm here, and it's here. Let's make the marriage complete and pick it up for $1.67. So those were my pickups from the most random bargain boxes that I've ever seen. Vintage football, Magic photos, early Fleer basketball, wrestling, Cubs, all of the above. Love it. So that was the most random bargain box I've ever seen. So if you want to take a look at the other video I did, I explain and I show you every card I bought from the Jennings bargain boxes, from the dollar boxes. I show you what I bought, and I tell you why I bought it for the flip. So my secrets are revealed. My bargain box, dollar box strategies. That video is now in my YouTube. So check that out. It was uploaded yesterday. So that's what I had for today, going on an hour 20. We're long-winded this week. I guess we're making up for lost time with no shows on Saturday, Sunday. So again, I will say the link to my eBay store is in my description. Also way up in the chat, early on in the chat here in this video. Buy 7 or more cards at regular price, and you get 25% off. eBay store link is in my description. Madison Card Show is this Saturday, 9 to 3 at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive. Free admission, 125 tables. I had to go back. I've been taking calls and texts and emails of potential dealers, and I had to go back. I had to confirm and didn't want to oversell, so I am sold out. 125 tables. If you are coming out, you will see. I always like having new dealers. I like having my regular dealers, but it's nice to have some new dealers rotate in. So this month we will see. Let's see. New dealers this month. Let's see. We'll have David back. He hasn't set up in about 6 months, so kind of a new dealer. Let's see. We've got Jeff coming in from the Chicago area, so that's one. Dan is coming back. He hasn't set up since like last June. So he's essentially, we're going to count him as a new dealer. He only set up, I think, once, maybe twice. So Dan's back. Let's see. Chad is back after a few months off. Russell's a new dealer, first timer. Let's see. Jose's a first timer. Dan's a first timer. Eric is a first timer, so that's 6. Let's see. Joe's back. It's been a few months for him. Ryan's back. It's been several months for Ryan. He's got some great stuff. Let's see. So we're at 6. Jim's back after a month off. Ray's back after the summer off. John's a new dealer, so that's 7. Seaver's a new dealer, so that's 8. So 8 first-time dealers, and a couple guys that haven't set up in several months. So there's going to be some nice variety. So if you've been to the last 2 or 3 Madison Card Shows, you're going to see a lot of dealers you haven't seen in the last couple months. So that's this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 9 to 3, free admission, 125 tables. So, hey, have a great Tuesday. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thanks for another great chat, and we'll see you tomorrow.